Hello YouTube! What you just saw was a 30-meter shot with the Cyma CM.702 Airsoft sniper rifle. But before I tell you what I like and don't like about this particular rifle, let me just show you a little Chrono video I did earlier. Okay, as you just saw from the Chrono video, this rifle shoots about 142 meters per second with a variation of around 2 meters per second. So it's reasonably consistent and quite powerful, and it should be enough for most airsoft fields. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you a bit about what I like and don't like about this particular rifle. If you want to check the unboxing I did of this, check my channel for the Taiwan gun unboxing. There I'll show you just exactly what's in the box when it comes. So, one more thing to note is that I bought this as the CM702, and that's what it's called on the box from Cyma. But I have realized that they're now selling it also as the 701B, and as a 701B set included this scope, which is a 3 to 9 by 40 with lights. So you need for a rifle like this, you also need a good scope, because that's not necessarily something that comes with the rifle. But let's start from the back here. As this is a clone of the original M24 sniper rifle, it has some of the good and bad things about it. And one thing I like is that you can adjust the stock in the back. There's like a double sort of spinning wheel, one to adjust the length and one to sort of lock it into place so it doesn't move. That's nice, so you can adjust it for when you're lying down, or even if you're standing, or if you're long or short arms, or whatever you like. And also for the placement of the scope, so you have it in the right position to your eyes. The stock itself, it's very hard. There's nothing that flexes, or you can't really press it. It's all the way. It's a good solid piece. And also it has a really nice texture to it. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try to show you. And that exact texture also covers some of the seam lines where it has been put together. So the only place you really can't see a little seam line or joint together is just around the grip here. But that's really almost nothing. It's nice texture, and it does not scratch as easy. One thing that I really don't like about this is it has the original ergonomics of the M24 sniper rifle. So that means it has a relatively large grip here. I don't know where, I think you can see it here. This piece, you can't hold it like this. It will feel very uncomfortable. So you need to hold it like this to get a good grip. And also when you have your fingers here, the shape, the curve of this almost always leaves you a bit of air here between the grip and your fingers, if you try to get a sort of natural grip on it. The bolt and the action of this, of course this is a spring rifle, so you need to load it before each shot, and as the spring is 142 meters per second, it's quite hard. I tried to let my wife handle it. It was she doesn't like it, because you need to have it placed in your shoulders when you do it to get a good grip and a good solid pull of this rifle. yeah. Anyway, one more thing. The trigger, the whole trigger part here. As you can see from the boxing video, if you unboxing video, if you saw it, this comes as a loose part that you just have to screw up to assemble the rifle. But it has a good matte finish on this, but it scratches when you put it on wood or anything like that. So not that you can see the bare metal and behind the paint, but it changes the sort of the finish on the paint, but it's really not a problem. Just something to be aware of. The trigger, that's also another thing. This way it feels okay, up and down, or back and forward as it is, but sideways it does move quite a lot. I'm going to try to show it here, and that's really something I don't like. It's not a problem because the trigger pull when you need to fire the rifle is okay, but it's just something that some people might be a little concerned about. It's not because there's something wrong with it, it's just the way it's made. It's made of metal, the whole barrel assembly, the whole barrel part here, and also the bolt. So it's not likely to break, but it's it just feels okay. The magazine sits up here, and actually this is it's not the easiest magazine to get in and out of the rifle for the first 10-20 times. It needs to be broken in. The magazine itself looks like many of the other M24 rifle magazines on the market, and I think it's compatible with some of those. Speaking of compatibility with this, I think the whole rifle actually is somewhat compatible with other M24 style Airsoft rifles on the market, but I'm not sure about that. So maybe if someone knows better, put it in the comment below, or find out yourself. The magazine is supposed to contain 15 rounds, but I found that I can put 17 in it without any problems. So that's just a good thing, really. Also, it only locks in place up here in the top part. So it'll, as you can see, I don't know if it shows, but it feels like it sticks out just a little here on the lower part of the magazine. It got sling mounts, one on the top, one on the stock, and the one on the stock and the back is just a little loose, so you might want to put a rubber band or take it off, because that could give you away if you don't have a sling in it. The one on the top is a little harder, so it will stay where you put it. Else you can take that off as well. Okay, one more thing I need to show you is the hop up. It sits up here, and you can move it forward or backward to give it more or less backspin, or lift to the bullet. But it's really hard to adjust and get the right setting. That's just one thing, and the second thing is I've used BBs from 0.2 grams to 0.28 and 0.336, and anything above 0.28 just seems that it doesn't get enough backspin or lift. So really you can't really with this use more than 0.28. I don't know, it's just some sort of mistake, or that's just the way the hub-up works, but I have to look into that. Going forward here, at the end of the barrel, I can't get the tip to get off here, so I don't know if there's any sort of threading underneath, if you can put a silencer on or adapter or anything. That's just something you have to find out, because I'm not sure if it's there or not. Also, the little knob to put on your bipod, I tried to put on my UTG bipods, and I couldn't get them to fit. It's like this little knob is maybe a millimeter or two too short, so I either have to modify the knob or modify my bipods. And of course you don't want to modify anything when you put it on a rifle. You just want it to fit together. So that's a little bad thing about that as well. Yeah, that was about it for the Cyma CM.702 sniper rifle. I'm gonna upgrade this a little bit, and I might do a little upgrade video if it works out okay, and have a little look at the hub-up adjustment up here. But before I go, I always like to give stuff some sort of rating, and I'll give this a rating as well. You can get a sniper rifle like this for well under 150 euros, and I think that's a really good price, because it feels as quality all the way. Of course, it's not a high-end rifle, and there are some small drawbacks, some small yeah, some I don't know, downsides to this, but all in all, it's a pretty good starter rifle. And one more thing you have to be concerned about is it's quite heavy, so it's not for the smallest players. But I like it, and for the price, it's a super nice rifle with a good scope on it. So I give it a 7 out of 10, and that's it for the Cyma CM.702 review. So enjoy, and have a nice day.